morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, ninjas. Welcome to the show. All right, so on the last episode, we kind of switched it around a little bit, and I interviewed Ivan, right? So the whole concept was, and Ivan, why don't you pop your video up? So the whole concept was trying to get to know you, right? Get to know the host of the show. Again, as we mentioned, not every presentation needs to be didactic. Not every presentation needs to be at an event. The whole thing is you got to create content. So if you're interviewing your colleagues, but use these traits of interviewing to get to know your clients, because at the end of the day, building relationships is what it's all about. Doesn't always mean there's going to be a sale today, but maybe there's a sale tomorrow. But it's not just about creating incredible content, distributing and syndicating it. It's also just as important to get to know the people you're doing it for. So I'm going to turn the tables today. I interviewed Ivan the last show, but in all fairness, Ivan should have an opportunity to interview me and have the audience get to know me. So Ivan, I'm turning it to you, my man.
Thanks,
and
Ben.
I am now your subject.
All right, thank you, Ben. Now, we all know that my interview was very boring. I was made quite aware of that from my host here, but
I didn't say it was boring. I didn't say you were boring.
he said I was the most boring man alive.
No, I never said that. But I also didn't say you're the most interesting man alive. But let's jump into it, Ivan. I have a lot of respect for you. We do the show every week. I want to keep the relationship going. We have a lot of people out there who need to learn about digital media.
That's great.
This is our vacation week from talking about capture and streaming and encoding and Facebook and YouTube. And we're going to be coming back. We're going to be teaching you guys about Periscope and one of my favorite new things, Instagram video. We're going to talk about that in future shows. So, Ivan, let's jump into it.
Oh, thanks, Ben. You've been anticipating this for a long time to get to know Ben just a little bit better, and today is the day. We're going to jump right into it.
Okay.
Here we go. Ben.
Yes, Ivan.
What was the most memorable experience in your life, and in that moment, how did it change your life? And did you know it was going to change your life?
I think it's when I became the father of twins. So when my twins were born, it changed everything. It went from just me and my wife and our jobs to me and my wife, and I had to take care of two brand new kids, and it made growing professionally, growing financially, and truly following your dreams what it was all about, because you're doing something for your legacy.
It's a great answer.
Well, it's an honest answer.
Yeah, I love that answer. Hey, speaking of which, how did you meet your wife?
I met my wife at the University of Maryland. We are both Terrapins. We met in college. I was a senior, like a fifth-year senior, and she was a true junior, and we've been together ever since. 26 years, my man.
Was there like friends of friends, or?
No, I met her through a friend of hers, but it was kind of love at first sight. We started dating really serious right away, and the rest is history.
That's great.
Yeah, thanks.
So that was in college.
Yeah, that is college.
Yeah,
That's when I met my wife.
Yeah. What was Ben Choder like in high school?
I was
give me an honest answer. What were you like in high school?
I was not what you think I was.
So
I was not like, Mr. Confidence, and I was not, yeah, I was different. I mean, I think I came into my own. Everyone comes into their own a little bit different. I think I really came into my own going into college and college. I liked sports in high school. I wasn't the best student. In fact, I was kind of an awful student, but I was always into the creative. Not that I acted or was on stage, but I had lots of jobs that had to do with production and events, and I fell in love with video then, and I was really into movies and doing other things and music, and yeah, and one of my first jobs outside of the menial labor jobs like working in dry cleaners and working in a deli was working for a concert promoter. So always loved music and events.
That's great. You just led me right into my next question.
What is your next question?
What was or is your favorite 80s band?
80s band?
Yes.
So I don't know if it's an 80s band. So I mean, my favorite music, I'm a rock and roller. So to me, I fell in love with bands like, the Eagles had a big impact on me. The Rolling Stones had a big impact. The Who had a big impact. Led Zeppelin had a big impact. Eric Clapton had a big impact. I mean, I'm also dating my age, but
sure,
yeah, I was really into rock and roll. And even Guns N' Roses had a big impact on me when they first came out.
Late 80s.
And Bon Jovi had a big impact on me. That's when I was about in college. And so I'm a rock.
What about the hair bands? The hair bands?
Not really.
The glam bands?
No, not really into the glam bands here. But here's I probably have the most eclectic iPod in the entire world if you put on shuffle. It would have everything from, let's say, like Garth Brooks to Metallica to Springsteen to, rap music, right? So, and everything in between, very eclectic music taste, always has been, to Broadway, to everything.
That's great. Thanks, Ben.
Oh, I just thought maybe you should need to know that.
I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, what is Ben's spirit animal?
My spirit animal?
What's your spirit animal?
I don't think I have one.
Yeah,
But because...
It could be anything.
But no, because
A
I'm a big
character?
Games of Thrones fan.
Yeah.
It's dragons.
Dragons.
That's my spirit animal now. They're the ultimate. How can she not win and conquer the entire world with 3 dragons?
I mean, you know what? I'm going to ask you just another question after this.
Yep.
Would you rather be a dragon or have a pet dragon?
I'd rather have a pet dragon.
Pet dragon?
Oh yeah. Like, when I was a kid, I always said, wouldn't it be great if you had like a pet ape or a pet lion? If anyone picked on you or anything,
Yeah.
You go, hey, come on.
You see a lot of people with pit bulls these days. It's
but
very similar to that.
But my ape would pick a pit bull up and throw it,
It would
right?
just- yeah.
You know what I mean? My lion
It
would,
would
kind of eat the pit bull, right?
Basically like the mountain. You would have the mountain.
Yeah, well, so that's why you say, like, hey, think about a dragon. Not only can it burn you, right?
Yeah.
You can fly on it.
Yeah.
I mean, no, there's no better animal. Plus, it's the best, Plus, there wasn't planes back then.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Oh. Speaking of which, you led me right into my next one. What is your favorite airport?
Oh, so this is a really good question.
And
Now,
why?
being a United Airlines guy, right? So, and I have a choice of all 3 airports in the New York area. I'm a Newark Airport guy, but that's not my favorite airport. Probably one of my least favorite. But I like any airport that has a Centurion Club by American Express. So let's say now I love SFO, San Francisco, because it has a Centurion Club. I don't mind being delayed there for 5 or 6 hours. Dallas has a Centurion Club. Not a bad place to be. I mean, the list goes on. Seattle now has a Centurion Club. Las Vegas, come on, it is the best. I actually think I've been in there with you, Ivan,
Oh,
and
yes.
it's just changed traveling. Incredible wine, incredible food, and makes staying
is
anywhere.
amazing,
It's
yeah.
not just hummus and cheese, right? So
And upscale, top shelf liquor.
top shelf,
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
the best. And the one in San Francisco basically has a little wall where you get to try all the wines. It's like a little sommelier, and
That's nice.
it's just cool. So
That's very
my favorite airport has nothing to do with the airports, and I am also a guy who only really wants to fly direct. Get a little spoiled being in a hub city, but
Yeah, that's
to me, man, if you give me the Centurion Club and you tell me I'm delayed for 5 hours, I'll be a little better than if I had to sit just in the United Presidents Club,
Hey, so coffee, tea, or wine?
I'm a coffee, tea, or wine.
Or wine.
I'm a wine guy, but not during the day. I mean, but I am a red wine guy.
Red
I
wine.
consider myself, if I had to come back, I would love to be a sommelier.
What's your favorite region?
So I'm a big super Tuscan guy.
Tuscan,
So
okay.
Tuscany is one of the favorite places I've ever been. But at the same point, huge Napa guy, and been there. And my next trip is I want to try the Pinots of the state of Washington. So
So now you know what to get Ben if you're looking for a gift.
yep, I like wine. So there
All
you
right.
go. Wine and cheese. Like we said during your interview, you like sweet, I like salty. If you just gave me cheese and bread and red wine, I'd be the happiest guy. And a really good book and some music, nothing else.
Water.
That's happy.
You're
And my
gonna need
wife.
water.
And my family.
And your family. And water.
And water.
You gotta.
I have
You
wine.
need to hydrate.
Yeah,
you
it's
have to
hydrate.
hydrate.
And exercise. Exercise
And
is real big,
exercise,
too.
yeah.
Right.
You're like, and my thermos.
And I'm like the guy in the jerk, like Steve Martin. And all I need is this. Exactly.
Listen. Okay, so what environment is best for you to have a successful business meeting? Is it a conference room, a restaurant, a ball game, golfing, in an airplane? What do you think it is?
All the above. No,
Great
I don't think there is a best place. Listen, I mean, I hack at golf. I haven't had a lot of great business meetings on golf with someone new, but I've had some amazing business meetings on a plane where someone new, so I'll consider that like prospecting. But it could be a conference room, but I think nothing is better than, not for the first meeting, but a second and third meeting to break bread with someone. There is nothing better than that in the world. One of my favorite parts of my business before we sold our business is when we opened an office in London, and I would travel to London like a week at a time. Like every month I tried to go there. And what I learned, and what they do a little bit different than we do in the US, is if you said I want to have a meeting with someone at 5 o'clock in the US, it'll be like, hey, come to my office. If you say I want to have a meeting with someone in the UK or all over EMEA, all over Europe, and said I want to have, a meeting at 5 o'clock, they go, okay, we're going to do it in a pub or we're going to do it in a restaurant, and they want to get to know you, they want to break bread, and there is nothing better than discussing and sharing food and getting to know people. That's probably my favorite part outside of streaming and video and doing programs, Ivan. My favorite part is the people you get to know and long-lasting friendships that I've made through this industry.
That's great. Okay, so what environment brings out the reckless, crazy Ben? I mean, just...
What environment?
What environment? Is it like...
Where do I let my hair down?
Is it a... Yeah, exactly. Is it a ball game? Is it... Where do you think it is?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't really know if I truly have a reckless side anymore.
Really?
So my whole thing.
You thought my interview was boring?
No, but I really, but I don't really. That's not really who my personality is. I like to be always a little bit in control of the situation a little bit. My reckless side is, I guess, when I'm just with my wife and kids and close friends and we're just hanging out. But I'm not a club goer. Never was a big bar guy. Never was. Yeah. I love a ball game, but I never was the guy. I mean, used to have season tickets to the Yankees. Love football. As a kid, my dad had tickets to the Giants, but I was never the guy who wore, his Tony Romo shirt, and put the black underneath his eyes and scream my loudest. It was just not my personality.
Okay, that's great. Hey, do you have a favorite sports team?
Yankees. Diehard Yankee fan.
Okay,
my dad grew up in the Bronx. I'm a Yankee fan. My son's a Yankee fan. Yankees all the way.
Yankees fan. That's awesome.
Yep.
Me too. Love the Yanks. Okay, what is the funniest thing that has happened to you recently in the last, say, month?
Funniest thing that's happened to me?
Yeah.
Like me falling?
No,
or
I mean, if that's funny to you. If you got hurt.
It made me laugh?
It made you laugh. Or maybe I fell. Maybe that made you laugh.
Besides doing the show with you every week, I think the funniest thing that's happened to me is just sitting back and watching the elections, the campaigns. Watching Trump and Hillary and watching the Republican and Democratic. This has been more fun for me, voyeuristically, than anything I've had in my adult life in voting. I don't remember any campaigns that every time I watch a debate, I keep on going to myself, when's someone going to stand up and go live from New York? It's Saturday Night Live, right? So to me, this election campaign is the most fun, and I've laughed more on what's coming out of it than anything else. So is that a good answer?
It is a great answer, but I mean, it's not.
Not what you expected me to say?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very dry. It's politics.
It's
not the
but I think it's funny. I think it's funny. You can't tell me what's funny to me, can you?
I can't. Hey, would you lean to either Donald or Hillary? Or do you want to not lose half of our viewers?
No. I mean, listen. I think they're the two most unlikable candidates in the world, and this isn't a show about politics. So, listen, vote. I think what I do encourage everyone, go out and vote. Make a stand, believe in something, have passion. I mean, end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be, and it's either 4 years or 8 years, and we're going to make the most of it. I just think in some ways, I'm looking forward to either one of them winning, even though I don't want either one of them to win, because it's just going to be a wild ride. And again, then I'll have 4 years of laughter.
Can you do me a favor? Can you please describe the color yellow to our viewers? Just describe the color yellow, would you?
I don't know. Think of the sun.
Oh, that's
the yellow. To me, I think of yellow. I think of suns. I think of daisies. Think of a daisy. Think of the sun. It's something bright. It's warm. It has a glow to it. To me, that's yellow. And Ivan, that might be the most ridiculous or funny question that I've heard in the longest time.
That truly is the most Ben Choder answer. That was the perfect Ben Choder answer. I loved it. I really loved it.
Why? Why did you like it?
Because it was sweet, nurturing, and to the point. Yet
but at the end, a little biting, telling you how stupid the question was.
Oh, and then the backhanded.
That's how it's supposed to be, right?
So here we go. Last question. Last question, Ben. Who will play you in the movie written about your life? Now, there's going to be a child actor and an adult actor as well. So 2 actors. Who will play Ben Choder in the movie written about his life?
Well, everyone says I look like 1 or 2 people. I get Joe Montana a lot and Paul Reiser a lot.
I'm going to say Paul Reiser.
But Paul Reiser's about 5 to 7 years, 8, 9 years older than I am, or maybe even 10 years older than me. So maybe he can play me later on.
Yeah. Maybe the 3 actors then.
So as a child actor, I have no freaking idea. If we want to play out of character, maybe the kid who plays Manny on Modern Family. Not that I think he looks like me or I look like him, but come on. That'd be great typecasting. Because then I could say, look what I became, you know? I was molded from this kid into a man. I have no idea.
This is not the first time you've spoken about Modern Family. You really like that show.
I do, and I think my wife would leave me for the guy who plays Phil on the show. Yes, that's true. That's true. She loves him.
Thanks, Ben. Hey,
you're welcome, Ivan.
Hey, one last question. This is going to be the last question.
Okay.
One last question, and this is going to be a departure from my other questions. This is actually going to be, as the viewers may find it, an intelligent question. So, have you always been a digital media ninja,
No.
and where was the origin as to which you got into the digital media space?
As I mentioned a little earlier, I got involved in digital media in the late 90s, and I fell in love with streaming video when it was 28K and 56K. So it was about the size of a postage stamp. But coming with a background in video and production and understanding staging, I understood the whole concept of good in was going to be better out. And, you know, from there, built one of the first streaming media companies specializing in the enterprise, because I always thought the corporate was the place to go. And what was amazing about it is every year since then, the technology has gotten better and better and better, to the point now that bandwidth is a self-correcting issue, which means that it's there and it's only going to get better, and it's all now about what kind of content you're going to create and how you're going to deliver it. So for me, been in this space since basically the beginning of it, since the late 90s, but I am more excited about where the technology is going now between, you know, HTML5, HLS, OTT, bandwidth being everywhere, everyone cutting the cord. This is the greatest time to be in this space. We're not even at the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
That's great.
So, you know, do I feel like I'm a ninja? No, but I think I'm learning every single day. We do this show so people can learn as much as we know and more, and just hear about it and see it. And we want to show more and more technology, and it's probably the greatest time ever to be in this space.
Where do you see the OTT going?
Everyone's going to have it. Period.
Yeah.
Period. It's cut cord going to be done. Every corporation in America is going to have their own television channel. I don't care if you're BMW TV, or Mercedes TV, or Exxon TV, or GM TV. You know, your everything TV. And what I mean by that is it's not just people are going to be sitting home watching, you know, corporate TV. But I believe that when I got into streaming, when I mentioned video was this big, we streamed to laptops and computers for only one reason. It's the only thing we could stream to. We couldn't stream to televisions. If in 1997, 98, if we can stream to television, we would have. Today, you can broadcast to televisions. So OTT, right? Everything over the top. So if you really think about it, man, if I could have an executive sitting in a boardroom or an executive at home watching content on an 80-inch television the same way they watch the evening news or the same way as they watch Games of Thrones, bam, man, the world is going to change. Education is going to change. It's the most exciting time. As you can see, I get excited about this. So, you know, one of your earlier questions, like, where do I get excited? Where do I get rowdy? Man, if I could talk about this and what it could be, but it used to be, I used to talk about, imagine what we could do.
Yeah.
Now you can do it. So embrace it.
Yeah, do you remember back in the day when we were at 4.3 at like 640 by 480, and we were so excited that we had that on screen, and now we're just blowing up these 80-inch TVs in HD, 1080p. Unbelievable.
It's exciting. It's exciting times for all you ninjas out there.
Yeah.
Is that your last question?
That was my last question, guys.
Okay.
And you know what? Thank you so much for answering these questions, and thank you guys for viewing and watching and getting to know Ben Chodor just a little bit better. And Ben, I'm going to let you obviously take us home.
I'm going to say our favorite words, cuckoo. Everyone keep on using digital media, keep on streaming, keep on creating content, keep on syndicating, keep on thinking out of the box. No one's perfected the best way to use this yet. Tell your clients, talk to your clients, scream from the loudest mountain. This is your opportunity, and Ivan, thank you for the opportunity of interviewing me. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about me, and hopefully in the last episode you learned a little about Ivan, and we're going to start integrating lots of other technologies and interviewing some of you. So you might be next. Send us your questions. Send us whatever you want us to talk about. And from Ivan and Ben and every digital media ninja in the world, thank you.
Thank you, guys. as to which this all
I got
started.
bit by a spider.
Oh, really? Was it
In
a
the lab.
radioactive spider?
In the lab.
No. So tell.
And I woke up with these detromediate senses.
So my next question is.
Yep.
So when.
No. Right. Oh, this is bringing out the wild side of you, isn't it? Am I like a Marvel character? I fell in a vat of something and it made me a ninja, a digital media ninja? Start asking intelligent questions.
So my next question is actually an intelligent question. So my next question, you might find that it's an intelligent question. Quite a departure from the other questions I've been asking. Microphone check, microphone check.
Ivan. Shamadama ding dong. Wham bam 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 down.
Let's roll. We're a little light here.
What do you mean we need lights?
We're a little dark.
Yeah, well,
We're a little light on
dude,
the
you
dark.
forget all the little things that you used to know.
All the small things.
Oh, you know, that's Green Day. No, it's not. That's Blink 180.
You got it.
There, see? Are you a Travis Barker fan?
Oh, I know Travis Barker.
Okay.
It's Travis Barker.
He's the drummer.
Oh, he's the Mohawk guy.
Shamadama ding dong. I'm thinking of maybe giving you a mohawk on the air. I think our viewers would enjoy that.
I don't think they would, Ben.
I don't think they would. But there's only one way to find out.
Ask them?
Oh, come on. Anyone can ask them. Shamadama ding dong. Good morning, Vietnam. Shamadama ding dong.